as you can see, that's one thing about being out there when you have 200,000 square miles and rarely a soul. From time to time, you have a tendency to smile when you run into somebody because they might have that soft edible food you're looking for. I'm going to go into Bakken Energy Service here. It's a click to the right, is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Bakken Energy Service was actually a recommendation from Hess Oil. I went in, I was a minority, 49% owner of a Native American corporation. My partner was the prosecuting attorney on the reservation, Fort Berthold, who then became the magistrate, the judge. So we had to disband our company. So I went and asked Hess, I said, if you own this company right now, what would you do? They said, stop bringing me what you have and bring me what we need. And I said, okay, what do you need? She goes, not what you have. Okay, so to make a long story short, she said, put a coalition of companies together. So vet them. Make sure that these are people that have been in the Bakken and understand that last winter was just an odd winter, that you are going to have 20, 30 below zero. It is lonely out there at times. Your people may have to stay in man camps. You may end up sleeping in your car in the Walmart some evening. But put companies together that have the people that can get the job done. And then she said the three most important things you have to know about doing business in the Bakken, what the oil companies are looking for is safety, safety, safety. We can go up and we can say, we'll put a rig on here, we'll drill this. If you do not have the right safety requirements, they will not let you on the site, period. I defy anyone who's been out in the Bakken of these millions of barrels of oil. I defy anyone that, have you ever seen any? Most people out there will never see any oil. It's captured. As far as the environmental safety sides of it, we know from this side, as the suppliers to the oil company, that it is safety, safety, safety. Glasses, fire retardant clothing, blood-borne pathogens, CPR. We care about the people that are out there. We care about their housing. And by putting this together, right now, Bakken Energy Service has 30 members. Of these 30 members, we have total sales of a little over 30 billion. Of those 30 members, we have one company that does 2 million. We have one company that does a little over 10 billion. But the nice thing about this is that everyone has the same boat and everyone's important. Because it's the mouse that can bring the elephant down in any type of industry, as any of you that are in business know. Real basically, and I'm gonna go through this real quick because the last slide I think is the most important one that you have. The whole idea is you can be an individual out in the Bakken inside that monster, or by teaming together, you can catch a lot more fish. You can supply a lot more services. When we call on a Whiting, or we call on a Hess, or we call on a Marathon, or an XTO, we'll have our safety requirements in hand, and we can go out and get the job done. The other thing is that this is what I want you, this is the second most important slide. What I believe is going on in the beginning out there is the bleeding edge. We are now on the cutting edge of oil out there. The bleeding edge is when there was no housing, when Highway 8 was not reconstructed, when the Walmart probably was the largest city in North Dakota because that's where the campers were hanging out. So right now, that pie is so big out there, and I ask you all to get out there sometime. Drive around and just see how monstrous it is. And thank God that it's on private land out there. That it's private individuals that are dealing with the oil companies. But don't worry about being too late. This is Microsoft when it was 12 bucks. This is back at Harvard when some goofy guys start talking about Facebook. That's where we believe it is, and that's where the members inside of Bakken Energy Service believe it is, and that's why we're investing. We're actually building an industrial park out of our own money inside of Partial, North Dakota. We're expanding water and sewer in Partial, North Dakota at our own expense. Right next to the school, we've upgraded the road next to the school at our own expense. Not only are we in there taking, we're also giving. This is what I see a lot of what people are talking about entering into the Bakken. Is that, yeah, teamwork. Well, okay, well, no, you go, no, you go, no, you go, no, you go. Well, someone's got to go. And the ones that go out there get rewarded. And you can either sit back like this, like so many do, thinking that, boy, that'd been nice when I was out there. It would have been nice when I talked to Zuckerberg that I actually did, get some of his shares at that point. But this is not what we're about. We're out there on the front line, and again, it's not the bleeding edge anymore, it's the cutting edge. And guys like Tom and Williston make it that way with the work that they're doing. Bakken Energy Service, real quickly, it's a real basic concept. My background, I love the internet, and one of the things very important is that when the oil companies are looking for a service that they can find it, especially with new people that come in. Real basic, Bakken Energy Services in the middle. And what we do is we link all of our sites together. So as we do more business out in the oil fields, for example, Chevron joined Bakken Energy Service through their master distributor. If you want to put Bakken lubricants right now, you'll find that Chevron through Bakken Energy is probably 5 of the top 10 sites in the free area. But we look like a mini Amazon to the search engine. So when we put out positive information about the oil fields, that positive information gets listed versus the thousands and thousands of other ones that are out there that are saying negative things about it. We already talked about the Williston Basin. We call it Bakken Energy Service, but the Williston Basin is really prime. And thank you, Ken, for showing the different levels of shale. All these different levels of shale is just formation. They come down and drill them. The other thing that I think is really important is before when they started drilling, Jack, correct me if I'm wrong, but you were drilling on about one well per every 640 acres, and you're now looking at 320. So that means that, pardon me? Correct. So that means that the wells that are drilled right now, you can go back on that same land and drill again. Now on top of that, you can now, if you're in the Bakken, you can go down in the Williston Basin, you can go down in the Three Forks. You might have a situation where on one pad you may end up with 3 or 4 woodpeckers going on without any more footprint on the environment whatsoever. So we are really at the beginning of what's going on out there. And with Alliance putting the pipelines in, by the way, just so you know, I believe you're involved with Enbridge, correct, in some ways? No?
Enbridge oil pipelines own half of Alliance.
Okay, well, the reason I bring that up is right now there are 7 pipelines that cross North Dakota from Canada into North Dakota right now. So this idea of the environmental concerns about it's there. It's just goofiness. And what we actually do is to look a little bit more into it. And I know because of the work that's going on that this will certainly improve. We work together, like I say, 30 companies. We're capping it at 40. When we're together, we're something out there. By ourselves, it's a teamwork aspect. And here's some real investments. I know because I'm one of those guys that from time to time sleeps in a Walmart when I can't get a hotel room in Williston. Right now we have 2 projects. We have a $20 million project that we're putting above the lake, this Lake Sakakawea. That's going to be a headquarters for hard-to-find parts, supplying parts to the oil industry. And we have 3 anchors right now that are going to be investing, that will be using that as a distribution location. We also, within the next year or so, are going to be building one south of the lake. We also have an oil field service company that started in the bleeding edge and now is very successful. A gentleman out of Las Vegas that would like to sell his company, and it's a very profitable company. He just happened to have all of his children living in New York. The other thing I wanted to mention on here, we have a building project in Parshall. We have site work done for 60 modular homes. This gentleman needs $3.6 million to bring them in. And if you were to go through Parshall, you'll see that they opened up a so-called camper area that went from 0 to 70 campers in 2 weeks. So this is, when you're looking at investments, this is, we vet, we take a look where we believe that it's going to be, and so these are real investments. That's all I have.